Hey, the boss 21, and I want to play some football. Now it's 17.
Thank you very much, Larry. We are here on a beautiful afternoon for football. Today we've got an AFC East matchup between the New York Jets and the New England Patriots. Fairly short kick, taken at the 14 here. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. And set to be the man under center here for the Jets, Bryce Petty. Now, last year had the torn labrum and the non-throwing shoulder, required surgery. But you look at the numbers, he had, 4 starts, 6 total appearances, only 3 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. I know it's a small sample size, but not the year that Petty was hoping for.
No, not at all, because he was hoping to actually seize the position going into 2017. Torn labrum aside, he has not been able to do that. But it's also a microcosm. His numbers are of the 2016 season all the way around.
So the offense looking at a 2nd and 8. Again, they run. Again, it's Forte. And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38. Rob Ninkovich on the stop. Here's New England defensively. Last year, the #1 overall defense as far as points given up goes. And they've got a lot coming back in 2017.
Now, they certainly do. And let's go back to the Super Bowl. Trey Flowers, who was their leading sack guy in 2006, he had 7 in the regular season. He was a monster in the Super Bowl against Atlanta. He's back there for them. How about Dante Hightower, linebacker? His first Pro Bowl in 2016. And then, just moving on back to the secondary, Devin McCourty, the guy who quarterbacks him back as safety. He's been to the Pro Bowl as a corner and as a free safety. Was that a receiver? Yeah, actually it was. There's a running back who was a receiver on the play. I think he's been spending time in the receiver drills getting his feet down.
Well, those guys out of the backfield, they got to be good, agile with their feet. He showed the agility there with a toe tap.
No doubt about it. It's like he'd gone to ballet school. Got the toes down and stayed in bounds.
That's fielded at the 8-yard line. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Patriots take over. And bringing the Patriots out, Tom Brady. And Tom, now the 2nd youngest and 2nd oldest quarterback to win a Super Bowl after winning it this past season. Going to turn 40 on August 3rd. How much does he have left in the tank?
I would say that the tank seems like it's darn near full. And I can't believe I'm actually saying that, because no one is supposed to be playing at that type of a level at that age in the NFL. Yet Tom Brady's doing it. And it's absolutely phenomenal to watch. We know it's going to come to an end one day, but I'm projecting it out farther than I ever would have thought because of the way he played this past season.
Last year for Edelman, just below 100 receptions, 98, over 1,100 yards, 3 touchdowns. And, you know, this is a guy that gets a lot of pub for being that perfect receiver for Tom Brady and the New England Patriots. What's his role going forward?
I think his role going forward is to be a bona fide #1 receiver in the NFL, meaning he's not just a Tom Brady receiver. He's that guy for anyone. And he spent so much time proving himself as he got into the league, just what you were talking about. Can I have a role here with New England? Now it's not just proving himself, it's continuing to develop in his craft. And I think he's going to just keep getting better and better. He never gave up on himself in his dreams, and he doesn't give up on any single play.
17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue.
Well, for teams that like to play man coverage, running corner routes can be tough on them because of the ability of getting into it. Sometimes you're squaring it off, sometimes you're just rounding it, sometimes there's a fake, sometimes there's not. That makes it very, very difficult for a DB to stay with it.
On 1st and 10, here's Brady. To the left side and complete for Julian Edelman. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. The former 7th-round pick, Julian Edelman, just continues to have such a productive career.
And has made himself into a receiver. Remember, he was a college quarterback, and not just a productive one, a very good one.
At Kent State, right?
Yes, a great leader, a guy who can make plays with his feet and his arm. got to the NFL and had to convert into being a receiver and was drafted that way. And that conversion, oh boy, it's been good.
Brady now on first down. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down. As the offensive starters pop up on your screen, Charles, let me ask you, Chris Hogan, what does he bring to this offense?
A guy that you look at and really don't circle in your game plan. If there's other guys that you look at, then you realize this guy can do damage. Finds his way open on almost every snap.
Brady will try again on second down. And that'll be incomplete. Unable to get it to Gronkowski that time. And now it's third down. All right, as we punch up the starters defensively for the Jets here, Charles, I want to ask you about Darrelle Revis. Some questions surrounding where he fits in going forward.
What's up, Donnie?
Could he make a move to safety in 2017?
It's hard for those guys who are used to playing one position to make a move later because in their mind, it makes it sound like they can't do it anymore. But think about his predecessor.
Which one you want?
Ronnie Lott moved from corner to
One,
safety.
2, or
Charles
3?
Woodson moved from corner to safety.
I
think Darrelle
didn't
Revis
check.
can do the exact same thing.
I did the Eds one. Throw it down.
The Jets will bring in a nickel set as they try to stop this third down. Brady now to throw. And he'll have his man. That's Edelman. And he will have the first down before he's tackled at the 12.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation. I know in every game we do, we talk about momentum. That was a momentum play lost. And now there could be a letdown because they didn't get the interception.
Yeah, you could almost hear the collective gasp on the sideline as he could not come up with that football. Now a play fake. Brady. Oh, the rookie nearly had the pick. Probably should have had it. Third down now.
Well, he did almost everything right. Excellent coverage, breaks on the football, just unable to haul it in and take it the other way. So he dropped an interception. The key for him now, don't dwell on it. Just move on to the next play.
So a 3rd and 10, and defensively, a dime look. 6 DBs. The former Bill, Chris Hogan, the intended receiver. And 4th down coming up.
I know ultimately that feels like a good defensive play, but I know it's really not. They had a chance to keep points off the board. Now they have a chance to kick a field goal by missing that shot.
Yeah, especially at this spot in the field. He's got to be upset he couldn't come up with that INT. Brady going to go on 4th down. And it is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Jets are going to get the football back. So a tough pill to swallow there. A would-be touchdown pass in and out of his hands on 4th.
Sometimes it just comes down to execution, doesn't it? Because we're always questioning, should they go for it, should they not? Is it the right play call? Is it not? In this situation, everything was right except for the finish. You have to catch the ball and convert.
Give him 10 yards on the pickup. Looking back at this year for Matt Forte, best game came in week 2. Had 3 touchdowns, rushed for over 100 yards. Altogether, 8-13 on the season. Missed the last couple games with an injury. So how do the Jets look at that position going forward?
Well, I'm about to provide motivation for him because I know that if he hears this, he'll say, I'll show you. But I don't think he's a lead back anymore. I think the Jets need to look to get one of those guys and make Matt Forte a complimentary piece. Be a terrific 3rd down back. He pass blocks well, he catches it terrific out of the backfield, and can surprise you running the football. I still think there's value for him. I just don't see him in the lead role any longer.
Okay, I'm fine, bro.
So it is 3rd down now,
Third
but
down,
less than a yard to go. They'll come out in the pistol. They'll try and get it with Forte. Just a 1-yard gain on the play. That'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down.
Part Partner, when you're not able to run the ball successfully, it really messes everything up for an offense because no longer are you setting the tone and dictating the game. If you do want to throw the ball, play action's kind of gone out the window because they don't respect the run. And last but not least, you don't get to dictate it all when you want to throw the football, and that really hurts you as an offense.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And he'll go ahead and field this at the 5. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the offense will come back onto the field with a 1st and 10.
That's funny. Shut up. We see about that.
Super Bowl champions, and boy, they have been able to do it.
You said
Charles, with unsung heroes, haven't they? Look at the names that led them to the playoffs. Hogan, White, Lewis, guys you just wouldn't think of.
Yeah, Deion Lewis, a 5th-round pick, 3 touchdowns against Houston in the divisional round. Chris Hogan, undrafted. He ends up having 180 yards in receptions, including 5 plays of 20 yards or more against the Pittsburgh Steelers. And how about James White, a 4th-round pick out of Wisconsin? Think about who he played behind while he was at Wisconsin. And he turns out to be the unsung hero of the Super Bowl. Would have been the MVP if it wasn't for Tom Brady.
And you mentioned James White at Wisconsin. He was behind who? Melvin Gordon and Monte Ball, right?
That's correct.
Now Brady, and he lets go a laser pulled in by Edelman. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
Everything about that play was beautiful. A great corner route where the receiver worked the defensive back inside and then broke back to the outside to the corner. But how about the throw by the quarterback? Anticipation on the break from inside to outside. He threw the football. As the receiver turned around, the ball greeted him.
It's a gain of 14 there, and it'll be 1st down, New England. That partner, a nice little connection there on the corner route.
The receiver set it up perfectly, worked his way inside, and then broke it back to the outside for the completion.
They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Brady going to throw. Trying to squeeze it into Edelman, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Buster Screen. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one. Now we're going to get a timeout here called by the Patriots. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 1st quarter. All right, so the timeout over and all 11 men back out onto the field for the defense. Now. And it's brought in by Eric Decker. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. It'll be a gain of 9, and it'll be 2nd and about a yard to go for the 1st. On 2nd down, Forte. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains. So the run gets them the 1st, and now they operate with a fresh set of downs.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the 1st down.
It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. So now 11 yards to go for this offensive unit. It's 2nd down. So we've reached the end of a fairly even 1st quarter of play. 0-0 our score, and we'll return to Foxborough after this.
This presentation of the NFL on EA Sports is brought to you by Snickers. You're off your game when you're hungry. Snickers satisfies.
With Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin with you. It's the Jets in possession as we begin quarter number 2 here. But they face a 2nd and long to start things out. Here's Paddock. And this is caught. First catch by Brandon Marshall. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. The numbers for Marshall this year, Charles, way down from 2015. Still played all 16 games, but the yards went from 1,500 to 788, and touchdowns dropped from 14 to 3.
It's always difficult when you don't get consistency at the quarterback position to get that kind of yardage as a wide receiver. And this year, unfortunately for him, had struggles with Ryan Fitzpatrick. Geno Smith gets hurt, and Bryce Petty also did not finish the season. I thought guys that were over 30 weren't supposed to run the football this well in the National Football League. How about that veteran leadership? A big-time run combined with some nice blocking by his offensive line, showing that the ins and outs of being a veteran still has his place in this league. His odometer is not totally turned over yet.
This one saying you should go to church.
So now 1st and 15. Following the penalty, it's Forte. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 6 yards on the pickup, and it'll be a 2nd down.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up.
I know your dad's gone.
They'll give it up to Forte. And this play doesn't go
saw
anywhere.
that?
Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd
Now,
down.
pretty forward, taking him down like this. Bam!
I guess you can kind of look at it both ways. The offense,
He's on top of the other guy, said, "You get down, son."
But if you're the defense, you're feeling great about what you got going on. The only concern you have, if you get to the half, what adjustments
Come on, bro.
with the offense?
I'll do that. Give me a couple of minutes. Okay, everybody, I'm back. Sorry for the whole up. Just someone walking into just had to do something. So.
To try to defeat you. An extra corner on the field for New England here on 3rd down.
Another DB. They'll set up a throw. That's complete right around the 8. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
And Folk's kick is good.
That's 3, but
the Jets hit the board first. It's 3-0.
okay.
And we were scoreless up until this point in the 2nd quarter. Now we finally have a little action.
Our team is going to win. So.
Takes us. First quarter, no points at all.
No worries. I come back with 18 points. I come back around 7 points.
And we'll revert back to what we saw in the beginning of the game.
Danny Amendola on the return.
I didn't mean to do that. Oh, hey, this is around 20. Yeah.
Okay, partners, New England comes out here to take the field on offense. This is such an interesting story, how they've been able to do it year after year after year. Guys talk about parity in the NFL. Well, New England has kind of transcended that parity, and they've done it with guys that you don't normally think of as household names.
The parts keep changing for New England. That's the amazing part. On offense, all right? Offensive linemen change, receivers change, running backs change. We know the one constant is Tom Brady, and that's a huge deal for them. But to be able to do it in what you call the parity times, and you're exactly right, everyone's supposed to be pretty equal. New England still a top 10 offense year in and year out. In 2016, they were number 4, and that helped them with a number 1 ranked defense as well.
And a nice little pass and catch there on the corner route.
Set up very well by the receiver with a head and shoulder fake inside before he comes back downhill to his quarterback.
On 1st and 10, here's Brady. To the left side and complete for Julian Edelman. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So you got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
Brady now on 1st down. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on at 2nd down.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
Brady will try again on 2nd down. Gronkowski's got it on the crossing route. And he's brought down. 15 yards through the air on a 1st down. Gronkowski may have had to miss a Super Bowl with the injury, but he was active in that parade, and now he's back on the field. And I'll tell you what, something you mentioned to me is that he was a big cheerleader for his teammates, never hung his head through the injury, celebrated with them all the way through the title.
We've seen superstars in the past, when their team does well without them, they're happy, but they recede into the background, right? They get out of the way because it does hurt them a little bit. They do have pride. They want to feel like, hey, without me, they may take a little bit of a step back. But with Gronk, you never saw that. You saw him with him every step of the way, cheering his team on, happy for their success. They went 11-0 without him in 2016, but I know this, they don't want to try it again.
No,
they want the big fella back.
To throw is Brady. He gets it into the hands of Gronkowski, complete. And he's able to pick up the 1st down here before he goes down at the 26. Ah, yes, Brady to Gronk. You think these two are in sync?
Without a doubt. And look, they both understand what they can do for each other. Gronk knows if he gets open, the ball's going to be there. And Tom Brady knows what a great security blanket Gronk is. When all else fails, you find big 87.
Brady now on 1st down. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack.
No.
Leonard Williams never
Should not do
giving
that.
up. He's able to keep working
One.
and get him for a loss of 12.
Well, the beauty of screen passes is they take a little time to develop, and they can often hit big, but sometimes they take too long to develop, and sometimes you get sacked.
Yeah, what's perfectly called for a defense to attack a screen?
Typically a blitz, and even though people think that the screen operates against the blitz, if you have the blitz called and you still cover the screen, now that allows your blitzers to get there.
Well, just play after play after play on this long drive for the offense. So it's 3rd and long, and defensively not a real surprise there in the dime. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
On any passes in the middle of the field, anyone who's going after the football is going to be conscious that it's probably going to be contested, and often physically. Sometimes that leads to drops.
And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it. They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Brady going to go on 4th down. And this is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Jets are going to get the football back. Let's look ahead for a quick. We don't have the schedules yet for next year. What we do have are the 5 international games that will be played. 4 in London and then 1 again in Mexico. Jacksonville, Baltimore, Miami, New Orleans, Cleveland, Minnesota.
I'll be back. Okay, guys, I'm back.
Rams in Arizona, those in London, and then Mexico's going to get a great game. The Raiders and New England.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And just think about the ones in London. Remember, they're splitting them between the two different stadiums in London, so they get a different flavor in all these places. But Mexico, for the second straight year, the Raiders are coming to town. That should be a whole lot of fun.
Should be a ton of fun and a very good matchup. Petty now. Left side complete. Safarian Jenkins. No gain that time on the completion, and it'll be third down. Remain here in the first half. Back to Foxborough after this. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll take you to Orlando and Larry Ridley. Larry will have highlights and analysis of this first half. I'm guessing mostly defensive highlights that we will see.
Yeah, and that's kind of cool. No touchdown scored yet so far.
Yeah, none whatsoever. And this offensive unit, they have to face a third down and 12 now. Here's Petty. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he showcases the spin. A pretty good game before he's taken down. Call it a pickup of 7, and that'll bring up fourth down.
Partner, I think that completion takes the definition of dink and dunk to a different level, doesn't it?
It does, and the defense was right there, kind of played into their hands. Here's Lachlan Edwards now as he's on to punt for New York. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. Back out onto the field now. Here comes the Jet defense. And a big reason they've got the lead here in the first half. Some of these hits we're going to see here.
Almost like they're a group of superheroes, right? Something out of a comic book. Boom, pow, biff. They are really playing well and making things happen on their side of the ball.
Taking me back to my childhood a bit.
There you go. You had a collection, didn't you?
I did. First and 10. Here's Brady. To the left side and complete for Julian Edelman. 15 yards through the air on a first down. They try the corner route there, Charles, and it works to perfection.
Boy, that's hard on a defensive back because if you get any fake or move to the inside, you have to respect it, and then the receiver breaks back to the sideline.
And the offense lining up first and 10. Throwing on first down is Brady. And Edelman got a big game going. That's complete again. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. So the offense takes the timeout, and they are back out and ready to rock. From midfield, here's Brady. And that's caught. It's Edelman again. It's a pickup of 21. And that's good for a New England first down.
I've got to make sure that I don't take Tom Brady's greatness for granted, that we make it routine. How about that throw right there?
Yeah.
Another great completion.
And you know one area where he honed his throwing, he was a catcher in high school. He was actually drafted by the Expos in 1995 in the 18th round.
Wow, that would have been something to see him behind the dish.
Think he gunned down a few guys?
Gunned down a few guys trying to steal second. That would have been fun to watch.
So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we send you down to Orlando, where and now due to apparent time constraints, we fast forward to the beginning of the second half. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21-yard line.
We guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. A big play there for the Patriots. 33 yards.
Now, that play will end up on the highlights, and you'll see it all over the place. But what you won't see, the offensive line that bought the extra time, that allowed for the big completion downfield to play possible.
Fresh set of downs here. To throw is Brady. And right side, caught, Hogan. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Really nice little connection there. They go with the corner route, and it works out well.
And the best way to set up the corner route is to throw slants throughout the ball game, so when you're able to get back outside, the defender has to respect the inside game.
Brady now on first down. Over the middle, Julian Edelman. It's complete. And he's brought down. 15 yards through the air and a first down.
Really nice connection on the corner route. This is a play where the receiver wants to set up the defensive back by moving him inside and then breaking back to the corner.
So here we go, 1st and 10 now. Into the red zone, it's Brady. And this is caught. It's Edelman. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a 1st and goal. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300.
And he fires one that's intercepted. And he's into the clear. He's at the 50. He's at the 30, the 20, 10, 5, and he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a jet touchdown.
No.
Short throw pick 6 right there.
Come back, come on.
They love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. Fielded about a yard deep. And some good coverage there by the kick team as they'll bring him down at the 16-yard line. Now the Patriots offense, they work their way back out onto the field. And following the pick 6, and they have decent field position and throwing that pick 6. We'll see how they attack this run.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little. Maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
They told us they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
And we're back. The offense had a chance to talk things over, and we'll see what they come up with here on this next play. Brady again here on 2nd and 10. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And he's brought down after a good game. A good pickup there of 20 yards. And now a first down following that long gain. Throwing on first down is Brady. And Edelman got a big game going. That's complete again. And getting this just shy of midfield. They'll spot it at the 49.
So how do you beat man coverage? First of all, you want to be a superior receiver, but you know something, that guy who's covering you, he's usually pretty good too. So the corner route is usually a great spot to get it done.
Brady now on first down. And that's caught. It's Edelman again. And he's brought down. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks. And passing yardage-wise, now up over 350 in this game. Pretty nice performance.
Definitely that, which usually means you're putting a lot of pressure on guys trying to cover. If you're a defensive back and they put over 350 yards on you, you've had a long day. The key to everything, if you're doing it without throwing interceptions or turning the ball over.
On first and 10, here's Brady. This will be caught inside the 10. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9.
As the field starts to get condensed, the defense likes that a lot because now you don't have as much space to cover, but a well-run corner route there.
Brady to throw again. And that incompletion breaks a string of 5 straight connections. And it's second down. But pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play? A missed opportunity for an interception would have killed off a drive. They had a chance there to finish things off. Didn't get it done. I guess that's why a lot of those guys do not play offense.
An extra defensive back on the field here for 3rd and goal. Again, it's Brady. And now another one thrown incomplete. He was looking for Julian Edelman that time. And that brings up 4th down. I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as they'll go for it on 4th down. Brady going to throw. As a man, and it's Edelman for the Patriot touchdown. Julian Edelman from 8 yards out, and the Patriots have cut it back within a score.
4th and goal, and they found a way to throw it in the end zone for a touchdown.
And these defenses, they just like 3 downs, get off the field. But here they had to go 4, couldn't get it done.
A lot of the time, you're looking up and saying, okay, if I hold them for 3, at worst, I give up a field goal attempt. When they go for it, sometimes it really affects the defense because maybe they're not mentally prepared to go that 4th down.
And solid field position here to start as they get it out to the 40-yard line.
Any return that gets you to midfield is a great return. 1 first down.
Now works their way back onto the field. They have the lead now. They'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had an ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ballgame.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Jamal Sheard on the stop. See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there.
Sometimes you just have to take things into your own hands, don't you? I mean, the offense is really struggling in this game. They're the ones keeping things going. They have to continue to play at that level.
Here's Petty. And this is complete. It's Marshall. And all the way in. Touchdown,
that's game, guys. Sorry, my bad.
Their big-bodied receiver. 32 yards. And the Jets find a way to stretch their lead. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down.
My bad,
I just
guys.
remember as a player,
when
I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
And he'll take this across the 25 Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line.
I don't know what to do, but I'm going to try it.
And now out come the Patriots. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great
Go.
Do they stick with that? And Brady going to be intercepted a third time. A great read, and it's picked off. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. And a great spot to start this drive from here. They come up in an offset eye. They'll try to get the running game going with Forte. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Petty now. That one complete to Anderson. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it.
First down, this is Forte. And he'll keep it moving down to the 15-yard line. Yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
Now a run with Forte. They stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14. The former first-round pick, Shea McClellan, in on the stop. And this defense looks for one more stop here. Look to throw here. And able to find Decker. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Eric Decker, a 14-yard touchdown. And the Jets are going to add on to their lead. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts. All right, because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Folk now set to boot it after his guys put 6 on the board. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he will take it back only to about the 13-yard line here.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Trying to shake off the interception, he'll look to throw. And his throw is incomplete. Back now in Foxborough. It's Patriot football, but they trail here as we begin the fourth quarter. One receiver left, 3 to the right. Brady will try again on 2nd down. Looking deep now for Amendola. He's got a man, complete. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. Well, even after all those interceptions, he's not deterred, still confident to go deep at work there.
I think all the old rules about playing that position still apply. If things go wrong, you still act like you're the best player out on the field. You still carry that supreme arrogance with you and continue to fire the ball. I've seen guys have games like this, and this is where you find out if you're great or not. Can you overcome some interceptions and still lead your team to victory? While an incomplete pass certainly doesn't look like a good play, for the guy throwing it today, as many interceptions he's thrown, he's got to feel a sigh of relief.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Marcus Gilchrist. And they will take over at
okay, guys, I'm sorry about this. I have to go, and I see you on another game, so peace.